Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a first impressions, first look at a highly sought after palette. We're all looking at this right now. I know we are. Everybody is excited for it. I'm just going to go ahead and show it. This is the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I got mine. They did like a first access on urbandecay.com for the, what they call, like beauty junkies or something like that. And that's if you're a member of the Urban Decay website. So I got mine. I ordered it early and it just came today, and we are going to get into this eye look I did with it. I used a lot of shades, like tried to use as many as I could. I'll show you how the packaging came. So this is the front of it. I know there's a glare, I'm sorry. There's the front of it. Here is the back. Okay, and in this one, it like slides out. There's your palette. I want to show you, sorry, again, the glare. I want to show you the detail to this. Okay, so here's your palette that comes out. These are burnt matches. They go from like the least burnt to the most. And let me show you the back of this box. This is like my favorite part. Look at this. These are all like roses that are like on fire. How beautiful. Okay, so that is the outer box. And then this is our palette. It's the hard palette, kind of like the Naked Smoky. And it's got this beautiful like ombre that goes, again, like the matches. It goes like kind of lighter to darker here in the middle. And it just says Urban Decay Naked Heat. It comes with a brush. I didn't use that today. You guys will see. I kind of almost forgot. Here are the shades. This is $54. It will be back on Urban Decay's website June 30th. It will be on Sephora and Ulta's website July 10th, and it will be in Sephora and Ulta, and I'm not sure if, you know, Macy's, I'm not sure about theirs, but Sephora and Ulta, it will be in store July 13th, and again, will be $54. You get the double-ended brush, just like the, this one's a little different actually. This is the blend, like the crease kind of crease brush, fluffy brush end, and then it's got this reminds me more of the Naked 3 brush. It's got that like packing, but it's kind of fat and chubby, so it could also, you know, do lower lash line. But this is a nice little like crease brush. It'll be like really for like a little precise brush. I'm not going to try to put that back in, but yeah, here are the shades. I'll give you another look. Beautiful warm tones, these warm tones that we're all loving right now. This is, you guys know, like I said, in the look I did, I think it's crucial for a palette to have this matte, you know, cream shade. And then it's got, this is also a matte. I wish they would have done this like a metallic or a shimmer, because the lightest is this one. And I know it looks light on camera, but that's what I used on the middle of my lid, and it's beautiful, it's light, but I wish we could just had one more that was like a lighter gold or a champagne, just to really give a pop, or the inner corner. I used the matte for the inner corner today, but I will say I really love this. My first impression is I love this. You'll see how it goes on in the look I did. Very blendable. All the Naked palettes are great. Urban Decay's eyeshadows are wonderful formula, but I feel like they really outdid themselves on this one. Their formulas changed a little bit. I feel like they're even more blendable, even more pigmented. So, but you'll see when I do the look, I mean, they just go on so smooth. This look was so quick to achieve, just because I didn't have to fuss with them. I didn't have to, you know, really work hard to blend them, because they just really blended easily themselves. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Stick around if you want to see how I got this look. And here we go. Okay guys, I have you zoomed way in. I already have one eye done, and we are going to do this eye right here. So I have all my brushes laying here, and I have the beautiful palette. So we are just going to get right into it. If you hear any noise, we're on summer break, so you probably hear my kids out there playing. Let me take the film off of the mirror of the palette, but that's the eye that was done. So the very first thing I'm going to do is take my big Sigma large fluff brush, and I'm going to take this shade here called Ounce, and I'm going to just set my primer with that, my eye primer, which is Painterly, Max Painterly Paint Pot. So we're just going to go and set that all over. And this is like a cream. You guys know I always stress how a matte cream shade is crucial in a palette. For this reason, to set your primer so that you have easy blending and seamless blending, no choppiness and things like that. Now this has a little bit of a satin look to it, this shade, but it's beautiful. Okay, and after that, I just took my MAC 224 brush, and I went right into the shade Sauced right here, which is this third shade over. It's this beautiful warm brown, matte brown, and we are going to use that as our transition shade right in the crease. Okay, and I just try to do this look, something simple, you know, for the first look, nothing really crazy. We'll get into that later. And just to see how these shades perform, how they look, and things like that, using as many shades as I could, honestly. And I'll show you how, obviously, that's what I'm doing. Smart one, actually. Show you how we did that. So I'm just kind of really just buffing this crease out, nothing really precise, just blowing that shade out. It's a beautiful warm brown. I mean, I love it, and it was more pigmented than what I thought. Like when I started putting it on, I was like, whoa, like that, there's some color there. Like look, immediately. It's just a beautiful shade. Okay, so blow that out into the crease. Then I took a little bit more of a precise brush. This is the Morphe M518, and it's just a little more precise than that brush. I'll show you the difference. And it really does make a difference on your eye look. See that? This one's like really blown out, and this one is just a little more precise. So what I did with that brush is I took the next shade over called Low Blow, which again is this beautiful warm brown, and just pick up a little bit of that, and I'm just going right directly into the crease, not so blown out, just to give it a little depth. I mean, that is a gorgeous shade. This palette, I'm telling you guys, beautiful. And these shades are so blendable. I mean, I think that the other Naked palettes are great too, but I think they up their formula a little bit. I mean, these are even more blendable, more pigmented, I find. Again, I haven't like used a Naked palette in a while. I should do that. But just from my memory, like these seem more pigmented and more blendable. But, you know, all the Naked palettes were gorgeous anyway. Okay, so see, that just gave us some depth right there. Just a little bit of depth and warmth in the crease. I mean, this is a warmth in the crease. This is warmth all over your eyelid. Okay, this is an easy look, so it's going fast. The next thing I did was I took my Japanesque. It is like the equivalent to the MAC 217. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and I picked up the shade. This is the shade that is probably my favorite in the palette of the matte shades. It just called my name. He Devil, right here, that beautiful brick red brown color. And I'm picking that up, like I'm just taking my brush like this and laying it right onto it. Pat, 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 picking that up, tap it off. Okay, and we're gonna go right to the outer corner, pushing it directly into the crease like this. Okay, and on the lid. Wiggle it on the lid while you're pressing. Do not go above, I didn't go above my crease here. I'm just pressing it into the crease and on the lid, outer eyelid. Okay, and it's just, look at that beautiful, like warm, look at that already. Oh my goodness. I know my eyebrows, guys, I wanted to address this. I know in camera sometimes my eyebrows look uneven. It is my muscles in my forehead, the way I talk and speak. See, like if I start talking, this one goes up, and they look, and when I turn my head, look, it looks uneven. They're not uneven, I promise. Anyway. So I'm taking the same shade, He Devil, again, same brush. We're going to do like a halo look. So I tuck that right into the inner corner, look the other way, and really wiggle, wiggle. Do not go on the middle of the lid, just the inner and the outer. And then I kind of connected them right on the crease. Okay, see, we left some space, outer, inner. And then immediately, I'll show you guys what I did. Let me pick up just a little tiny tad more. I seen a little bald spot right here. Okay, and then what I did was I went back to that little precise Morphe brush and just like connect them and kind of buff out any kind of hard line immediately. That is the key to these like really blown out smoky looks, is blend in between each step. You just want to really, really blend don't over blend. I know, you know, some people say blend, 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 blend. You can over blend. You can really, I believe so. You can blend until it looks a muddy mess, but just really kind of see, now there's no lines now. I just buffed that out. No lines, right into that. Into the crease shade we had going. And then I pick up my MAC 242, or you can do any kind of packing brush, shader brush. I really love this one. It's synthetic. It picks up a lot of color and it'll lay down a lot. Okay, then I'm going into this shade right here. It's this beautiful orangey, like red. It's called Lumbre, I think. Okay, I have to like bend down so you guys can see. I have you zoomed in. Okay, I'm gonna pick that up, really pick up, you know, pack it on that brush. And we are going to tap that right onto that empty space that we have there. The only thing, let me say this, I know I always have something that I'm like, the only thing I wish this palette had. Let me say though, the only thing I wish this palette had is, you know, that shade Ounce at the beginning here, the very front of the palette here, the first shade. It's a matte white, and then this one is also a matte, like lighter tan. I wish that, like, I love that they have this, you know, to set the lid. I wish that this shade was a shimmer or a metallic, you know, because it goes, this is the first shimmer, metallic, whatever you want to call it. This is the first shimmer shade, and it's a little bit darker. Do you see? It doesn't give a huge pop of, like, you know, a light, bright color. It's beautiful. I wish it was just a little bit lighter in shade so we'd really have a pop there. But I'm just packing that on. It's gorgeous. Packing that on. Okay, then I go back into the Japanesque brush that we use to do the halo look and just kind of buff out the edges and mesh that Lumbre shade with that, okay? Just really do that. Blend it. So that's what that looks like so far. Okay, then I go into I went in with my Sedona Lace EB09. It looks like the Japanesque brush or the MAC 217, but it's smaller. It's like, I love this little brush. It's just the tiniest bit smaller, but that makes all the difference. This one right here is the EB09, okay, and it's just really precise. So then I went in with this, and I went into this shade way down here. It's called En Fuego. And it's a deeper red, more like burgundy, really deep shade. So I went into that, and again, I just laid, instead I don't swirl the brush, I just laid the brush flat and pat it and pick up just a little bit. And now what we're going to do with that is just really deepen up the outside, just again to give it some more depth, kind of smoky. Listen to my kids. They're out there playing with tech decks and drawing tattoos on themselves, making forts. It's summer break, y'all. Help. Send help. Smoke signals over here. Send help. I'm just kidding. I love them. Love them to death. We were going to go swimming, but it started raining, so we just stayed home, and I thought, I'm going to film a video. I got this palette just today. Okay, so just, I mean, it just does just a little bit of something, okay? So really putting that on the outer corner. Okay, and then what we're going to do, this is what I did. Then I went back with the Precise Morphe brush. Again, marry everything together, blend out those lines. Okay, then the next thing I did was I went back to the very first brush, my MAC big fluffy brush, and then went up here and just really make sure everything is blended and seamless and everything like that. Last thing I did was I wanted to kind of like revamp that Lumbre shade, our middle lid shade. So I just kind of packed a little bit more on just to kind of brighten it a little bit. We're almost done. The last thing with the lid, I took my little, you guys know I love this brush. It's another Sedona Lace brush, my EB21. It's just the tiniest little detail brush. Okay, then I went back to the shade Ounce, which was our very first shade right here. And it's, you know, a matte, more on the satin end of matte, but I used that to highlight my inner corner. You guys know, look at that. Makes such a difference, especially when you're doing these darker looks. You really want to open your eyes back up. Don't bring anything, except, you know, the halo eye you do. You purposely bring it into your inner corner. But then you brighten it back up by highlighting your inner corner, okay? Then we're almost done. Immediately I go to my little BH Cosmetics little pencil brush. You guys know I love this little cheapo amazing pencil brush. Go back into He Devil, which was our first warm shade, that beautiful brick red. Okay, pick up some of that, and we're gonna go to our lower lash line and just really smoke that out. This shade right here is my favorite. It is so gorgeous. Okay, really smoke that out. Okay. So that went on our lower lash line. Then I took a different pencil brush because I was where I did one eye and I was coming to do the other eye on camera, so I didn't want the shades to mix before I could do the other eye. I took another little pencil brush and I picked up the shade in Fuego down there, the darker shade we use to deepen up the outer corner. Pick up just the tiniest bit on that and just keep it right to that direct outer corner, just to kind of connect the lower with the upper. Okay. Okay, so there is that. So our eye look is done. I will go put on liquid liner, eyeliner, mascara, and I will be right back, guys. Okay, guys, here we go. Here is the finished look. I went and applied some liquid liner. I used my Holy Grail Physicians Formula in Ultra Black. I love this. You cannot go wrong with this. Drugstore, cheaper than, you know, Sephora, all that. Okay, and I will absolutely 100% be getting both of the eyeliners that come with the collection, but I didn't. I was just really focused on the palette. So until then, this is a beautiful liner. This is the oh my gosh, I was going to say Michael Kors, Marc Jacobs in Fine Wine. So it's a beautiful red shade. So I put that in my waterline. And then I use the Voluminous Lash Paradise. This is the infamous Better Than Sex dupe, and I will say, guys, I think I like this better than Sex. I don't know. It's beautiful though. Okay, so here is our look with the Urban Decay Naked. Let me get it. The Urban Decay Naked Heat. Look at that reflection from my ring light. Let me do that. Here is the look we came up with. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I didn't put on a lipstick. Oh my gosh, I look kind of like kind of washed out. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is just the first look of many with this palette. I can already tell you this is going to be my favorite of all the Naked palettes. I have all of them, and this is going to be my favorite. I always thought the Naked 3 would be my favorite because I used to be into those mauve tones, which I still am. I love them. But now I'm very much like a warm tone girl, like a lot of us are. I mean, that's the thing now, like just like the Natasha Denona Sunset palette, and a lot of companies are doing this theme right here, this warm, beautiful, you know, reds, oranges, warm tones. A lot of people are doing this. So here is the look I came up with it. I hope you all enjoy, and I will see you in my next video. Love you all. Bye bye.